Howdy. So, I'm Lloyd McCLELLAND. This is my deal. I am a classically trained violinist. I'm reinventing my music career after a catastrophic eye injury. I have retinal detachment problems in my right eye. I can't read class sheet music anymore. I mean, I can, but I can't do it in like the way you have to when you're playing in an orchestra. So that was my gig. And anyway, I'm trying to become like a singer-songwriter, improviser. And tonight, I'm just going to look over some of my recent performances in the home studio. Right now, I'm just looking at the George Thorogood song, I Drink Alone. So I'm just checking out my electric violin, some of my solos, and I'll just chat a little bit throughout. This was recorded in November of last year.
Well, I drink it loud, yeah, but nobody else. Well, I drink it loud, yeah, but nobody else. You know, when I drink it alone, I prefer to be by myself, yeah. Not just before breakfast, I don't want no coffee or tea. Just me and my good buddy Wiser, that's all I ever need. Cause we drink alone, with nobody else. When I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself. The other night sleeping, I woke from a terrible dream. So I called up my pal Jack Daniels, Chris Portman, Jimmy Beam, and we drank alone. Nobody else. Oh, we drank alone, yeah. Oh, with nobody else, yeah. I prefer to be by myself. The other night I got invited to a party, but I stayed home instead. It was me and my pal Johnny Walker and his brothers Blackie and Red, and we drank alone, yeah, but nobody else. Oh, you know, we drank alone. Oh, and nobody else, yeah. Finger slide.
the first time I used this finger slide. Doesn't really even fit that well. It's for a guitarist, but it's cool.
My whole family don't give up on me, and it makes me feel oh so bad. The only one who will hang out with me now
It's my dear old granddad.
is my dear old granddad. And we drink alone, yeah, with nobody else. We drink alone.
Shout out George Thorogood for this amazing tune. So all of my solos are improvised here. I have a few little stock phrases I like to do in there, some bluesy licks or whatever, but for the vast majority of everything, I'm just trying to find fillers that make sense, along with the vocal lines. I've been learning how to play chords, like a guitar at the same time as singing. And of course, there's the solo. I don't think I played with my bow in this particular video, but I will be in the next couple. I have a few videos I'm going to dissect my fiddle solos. Here's another one. This one's from this April 11th. Today is July 24th, 2026. And if you can subscribe, comment, I'd really appreciate all of that. Thank you. If you hear that little ringing sound, sometimes that's is the microphone. The mic is picking up the E string, the top string of the violin, and pops a little bit in the mic if you don't have the mic pulled down. Anyway.
I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself, yeah. Now my whole family don't give up on me, and it makes me feel so bad. Don't give up on me, and it makes me feel so bad. The only one who will hang out with me now is my dear old granddad, and we drink alone, yeah. Nobody else. We drink alone. Nobody else.
atonal end to that. So that's a 5-string violin. Bottom string is a C, like a viola has, and the rest of it is a violin. So it's just a violin with an extra C string. And this tune is in E, so E minor. So I'm playing like it's a B on a G string on the violin, but on the C string. So that's where my blues scale starts on the fiddle. I guess I could show a little here. I don't know if I have it. I don't have it. I have the violin live in the Ableton right now. That's how I'm using that scale there. All right, let's look at another one. Before we do, I just like to talk a little bit about my music. You know, I can't find a compelling reason to take any of my music. I have a lot of originals, and tonight we're just listening to one of my covers that I enjoy doing. I have no compelling reason to take any of this to a highly recorded album style, perfected kind of sound. And AI is the reason. So I know everybody's got some take on the AI thing. I mean, look, I'm coming at it from a musician's perspective. So this, I'm not anti AI completely. However, I am anti using, AI to create your melodies, create your chord progressions, create your solos, create your lyrical lines, anything music related that a human can do. I believe is something that I'd like to preserve for myself. Anyway, now that streaming platforms will allow AI to train on their videos, and I think the number I heard recently was about 100,000 songs get uploaded per day in streaming platforms, and I think it's something like 42% of all new uploads daily are AI, and I'm sure that number is increasing. Why would I, as an artist, now put together the finest form of my music in a recorded format and then allow it to be on these platforms that will just allow AI to create a clone of me, at any given moment? So, and not to mention, I'm not real interested in competing in the, ecosystem of 100,000 AI uploads per day. So I've heard some other, I heard somebody say that, people know the difference and they don't listen to it and everything. But, AI is going to get smarter. It's going to sound more realistic soon enough. And so if you think as a songwriter or a performer that your sound somehow is never going to be recreated by a machine, I think that you're wrong. And anyway, so my antidote is to keep it on a practice level, improvisational level. I'm improvising. I think that my level of improvisation is pretty high, and my level of musicianship is very high because I was a professional violinist. So when I play, it's not like I'm not an 8-year-old kid practicing their violin in the bedroom like I used to be. But and so I sound professional when I'm playing, but I'm not always preparing everything in the home studio for like I would if I was going to be on stage, at a theater or some sort of concert or whatever. So a lot of the stuff that I'm presenting is like, I would say 80-90% ready for prime time. In any case, That's one of my stances. And so I'm going to go with that. And so a lot of this content is going to be, some practice, some live performance in studio kind of stuff. And that's where I'm keeping it just for the time being. I do eventually want to get back on stage. It's been a long time for me. We'll talk about that as we keep going. All right, here we go. Let's see some more. I like to do practice sessions where I run through the song 3 or 4 times in a row. I like to listen back to a lot of my stuff, to listen to my improv and listen to the lines I'm making. Helps me a lot next time I'm playing.
That's all I ever need. And we drink alone with nobody else. Oh, we drink alone, yeah. Nobody else. When I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself, yeah. On the other way, I got invited to a party, but I stay at home instead. Called up my friend Jack Daniels and his partner Jimmy B.
Okay. Yeah, so and I'm still learning the lyrics in these particular performances here. And so I'm messing up the lyrics, And I would like to say something about that. I'm look, if you don't look stupid sometimes, you're not experimenting enough. And look, I'm a classically trained violinist. I was taught to play orchestra music, Bach, Beethoven. You memorize that stuff, or you read it off the page on stage. And perfection was you had to have perfection to do that. You couldn't make mistakes. And now, I'm doing a totally different style of music. I'm not saying you should try to make mistakes, or that mistakes are something to be proud of or whatever. It's just like when you're improvising and you're trying new things, sometimes you sound stupid. And occasionally I do that with my vocals. I'm still learning how to sing properly. I'm not a trained singer. I'm taking vocal lessons actually right now, and learning how to sing. But anyway, the point is that I don't care about mistakes. Not to mention, I'm going with the Caitlin Clark, theory of you try new things. Sometimes you look dumb. You might put up an air ball, or you might look like a genius. So most of the time, you look like a genius when you have skill at what you're doing. So I would just say, I'm suggesting to people, try new stuff. Just try it, and who cares what people think? I am Gen X, so I don't care. I don't give a F about what people think. But anyway, that's my point.
Prefer myself, yeah. The other day I woke from a terrible dream.
Let's get to that violin solo.
Coffee or tea when nobody. I prefer to be by myself, yeah. Now the other night I lay sleeping and I woke from a terrible dream. So I called on my pal Jack Daniels and his partner Jimmy B.
I got the solo coming up here, where I'm using my bow. So let's listen to that.
With nobody else, yeah.
That was a pretty cool solo. I like that one. I have no idea what I was doing. I mean, like, you know, I'm just taking off in the scales, and I have no idea where I'm going when I'm playing. I mean, I don't mean I have no idea. I just have no specific place that I'm necessarily trying to get to, if that makes any sense. I'm going to listen to that one more time. Trying to say something, you know?
When I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself.
I mean, is it the greatest solo in the history of violin, electric violin? Probably not. It is. It has some cool elements to it, though, which I thought were fun. Anyhow, I got one more. I think I'm gonna take a peek at. Same session, third time through. I have another tune in this video that I'm also practicing, but I'm not showing that one tonight.
Who here likes George Thorogood?
Practicing my little stage banter, you know. Like, subscribe. Thank you.
Alone. Nobody else. You know when I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself.
when you can improvise well, none of your performances have to be the same. They can be if you want them to, but they don't have to be.
I don't want no coffee or tea. Just me and my good buddy Whiteside. That's all I ever need, yeah. 'Cause I drink alone. And nobody else. And I drink alone. And nobody else. You know when I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself. The other night I ain't sleeping, and I woke from a terrible dream. I called up my pal Jack Daniels, oh, and his partner Jimmy Bean, and we drank alone. Nobody else, no. Oh, we drank alone. Oh, with nobody else. You know when I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself. The other day I got invited to a party. Well, you know what I did? I stayed home instead.
That's right.
Just me and my pal Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. And his brothers Blackie and Red. Yeah. And we drank alone. We drank alone.
I will whip out the bow, whip out the bow. Here we go. Whoops.
Yeah, my whole family done got vip on my knee. Yeah. And it makes me feel oh so sad. The only one who will hang out with me now is my dear old granddad. And we drank alone. Yeah. But nobody else. Oh, we drank alone. But nobody else. You know when I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself. You know when I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself.
George Thorogood's I Drink Alone. What a great song. You'll notice I did some trilling, which is kind of like one of his things in that song. And, but for the most part, I'm really just putting my own bluesy stamp on it. And, so anyway, I'm Ben Lloyd McCLELLAND, classically trained violinist, reinventing my music career. And, I'm trying to get this sort of live blues kind of thing together. I have a lot of other styles that I'm interested in, and I do. This is one of the ones that I think makes sense for the electric violin. You can pick it, you can finger pick it, and obviously you can bow it. And for me, I get the most expression and the most pyrotechnics out of the bow, since I'm not a trained picker, or finger style player. And I'm learning more how to do that, and I can do that, but it's not like I'm a trained guitarist with the pick or with my fingers on the right hand. But I am a trained violinist, and so I can, imitate or even surpass a lot of the guitar solo type things that you can do with a pick, using my bow. Anyway, so these are some of my basic tenets. My music's not never going to appear on streaming platforms. I'm not allowing AI to train on my music, and I don't support streaming services that permit this practice. And I'm not interested in competing against 100,000 AI songs per day. So, I'm just not putting my stuff up there. You'll see my music here on YouTube. I have a website, which I'm sort of getting together, and I'll promote a little bit later. And of course, I will be playing live at some point here in Vegas. Imperfection is normal. These performances are real. They will always contain small imperfections, sometimes big imperfections. And I think that's just fine. No two performances of mine are ever going to be the same. I'm always rearranging, improvising, reinterpreting, things that I do. Improvisation, however, is a craft. It is built on years of instrumental training, music theory, listening, composition, performance experience. So that is one thing that I would say I'm semi-expert in, and we'll probably talk a lot more about at some later videos. And yeah, so anyway, thanks for tuning in. And if you can like and comment, I would really appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing, I'll be doing a lot more of this stuff. I'll probably do some reaction videos also for some other artists. I may even do like a little 10-minute what's going on in the music industry kind of thing on a daily morning kind of 10-minute music pod or whatever. We'll see about that. Anyway, so I enjoyed myself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and peace out.